What's up, Angel City? It's your girl Panda here, and welcome to episode 68 of Angel City Chicks. And today, of course, I am joined alongside the lovely Nina. How is everything going? What's going on in your world today?
Oh my goodness, I know it's probably warmer where you are, but it is getting toasty. Summer is here. Happy Independence Day to everyone. While we've got you here, don't forget to like and subscribe, whether you're on YouTube or on Apple Music or Spotify, wherever you're finding this podcast. Give us a rating, give us a like, and if you have any complaints, send them back over to my co-host Panda because I'm very sensitive.
Oh, yeah, but you definitely aren't in your response to them if they are negative. That could be far more interesting. No, of course, we do love feedback. We love to hear what you guys have to say. Anything that you like, dislike, let us know, and we'll consider possibly maybe doing something about it. I don't know. Just
Yeah,
depends on
cry,
how we're
cry
feeling.
about it, and we'll make a change.
Exactly. So, anyways, you guys get a twofer today because, well, we're going to recap, of course, the Challenge Cup match that happened on Wednesday, and then, of course, the game yesterday on Sunday with Gotham FC. We would have, well, I don't know that we would have done a separate episode if I was not in Canada this weekend. I think it always works out best to kind of keep it pretty consistent and. I don't know, and it's the Fugazi Cup as we like to call it, but at least this was a fun one. So
Yeah.
spoiler alert, we enjoyed this one. And of
Oh,
course,
Ben is here. Happy day, everyone. Ben is in the house.
howdy, partner, as well. Good to see you, Ben. Can't wait to see you in person as well. Thank you for joining us. Anyone else out there, please feel free to always join us. We always record these live, and we will get on a consistent schedule. Right now, holiday weekend, things are kind of crazy. Tuesday's not going to work tomorrow because we have a huge derby game. I'm sure everyone listening is nervous and excited for this. What a way to spend our 4th of July. Before we
Yep.
get into it, of course, how we like to do things, we're going to go over some NWSL news. We're going to get into some ACFC news, recap Challenge Cup, recap Gotham, tell you what's coming up, and then pepper in some fun stuff along the way.
And
Do you
we're
have
going to try
anything?
and do all of that in under an hour. Oh my gosh, Ben, you're going to BMO tonight? So is Panda.
Oh, are you going to the concert? Yes, tonight is the second night of Fallout Boy, and it's going to be some interesting, fun acts as well. Of course, Bring Me the Horizon will be there again, and I think the Academy is. I think there's a couple others that I'm not as familiar with, but so
And I
excited to
know
be
who all of those bands are.
Nina has no idea. Yes, text me, Ben. Let me know where you're at. We're going to be down on the floor, but I'm all for moving around because when I woke up this morning, I was not 20 years younger than I am today. So it's going to be quite the ordeal being down on the floor. Not quite the pit, but still it's going to be chaos. And I don't know if you know how we like to do things, but we certainly enjoy our atmosphere where we are allowed to stand and move freely about the cabin if we can. But anyways, maybe a little more of that in the fluff, but yeah, Nina, let's dive into this. Let's just start off with some NWSL news. I'll let you highlight the first bit that we have here.
Yeah, really exciting. We love when our team stands for more than just a sport. And we saw during the pregame warmups for Angel City and Gotham recently some designs created by illustrator Monica. I'm going to probably butcher this. Anyau, who was in attendance alongside Johnny Walker brand partner and Hannah Waddingham, who you guys all know from Ted Lasso. And all the teams, Angel City and Gotham, were all wearing shirts to promote this idea of unity for equity. And those were Johnny Walker branded shirts. And this goes back to talking about gender equity and the importance of making sure that everybody is paid and represented fairly. And in their warm-up tops, there was a banner that said, "Watch women's sports."
Yeah, it
Very
was really cool to see. I loved Hannah Waddingham's outfit, her bright green she was wearing with the t-shirt underneath, which I'm a little upset. The only thing you can buy for Angel City is the sweatshirt, and I mean they do know that we're in Southern California and would really love a t-shirt or even a t-shirt that I can cut into a tank top. Do they? I don't know. I don't know why did we get the sweatshirt only? I mean, I really liked the t-shirt. I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, and it's 72 degrees for me here, but I'm pretty sure it's in the 90s for you over in Burbank right now.
Yes, it is. It is definitely. It's. I think my watch says. It says 87, but it was already warm this morning whenever I woke up and walked myself to physical therapy and back. It was a quite the scorcher. I will definitely say that. But, anyways, that's exciting. Is there any other NWSL news that you would like to highlight?
I mean, I want to kind of get to something even more exciting with the Angel City news.
Yes.
Drum roll, as should come to no surprise to anyone.
Yes, yes, yes. Let's start with this one, of course. We all know and love the amazing Allie Riley, our defender, our captain, out there on the back line, holding it down currently, though, on international duty for the World Cup. Let's do this. Good for her. We were on the fence about what was happening with her. There was no like big official announcement that she had been called up for this World Cup, but they were all waiting on think on their rosters and their finals, and I guess it came through. So she is definitely gone, unfortunately. But where she will not be missing is from our roster until 2025 because she has extended her contract with Angel City until then. And I don't know how you feel, but I'm pretty excited to see her back there for the next couple years.
Absolutely. I think this is a great continuation of a legacy for her. You know, I think Allie brings so much, not just on the pitch, but in the locker room and as a presence. And she's definitely kind of the heart and soul of the team at times. She's the one that keeps us moving forward and motivated. And she's definitely taken on this almost mother-like role for a lot of our younger players, and I think we can't discount her presence and her personality and the impact that has on this team. So very excited for that. But she's not the only one who got a contract in the last few days. We had, because of the World Cup, some World Cup replacements. Panda, you want to get into this?
Yeah, sure. You guys have probably seen the announcements out there, and then you also, I think, saw them out on the pitch as well. But Elizabeth Eddy and Kelsey Hill have been signed on as national team replacement players. And just a little bit about them: Elizabeth Eddy, originally from Newport Beach, California, she was in the NWSL in 2014. She was drafted by the Western New York Flash, and she helped them win an NWSL championship in 2016. She's played for the Courage, Sky Blue FC, and for Gotham FC and the Houston Dash. She also spent time playing internationally in 2020. Not even going to say that name, but in Sweden. The name of it is a lot of consonants, and I will mess it up. But anyway, Ray, recently she was with Newcastle of the A League in Australia. So I know it's good to see her with us as well. And then also we've got Kelsey Hill, originally from Elk Grove, California, graduate of Pepperdine University, and she's actually been training with the club since the beginning of the season. And she did appear on our preseason roster during the exhibition match against Club America on March 8th. So exciting to see them both here. I know they definitely have a good relationship, I think, with some of our players already. I saw Danny Weatherholt giving them like a little kudos and accolades, and happy to see them. So great to have somebody who already has some kind of camaraderie and sportsmanship with these players. And yeah, just nice to fill a couple of the voids that we're going to have. I mean, they're big shoes to fill for sure. And I think we definitely saw that on Sunday. But either way, welcome to the club, Kelsey Hill and Elizabeth Eddy, and welcome to basically our roster for a while. So very exciting.
And before we get into our World Cup watch, I just want to highlight a few things that happened in these most recent games. And one of them kind of inspires the title for today's episode. This first one, which I think cannot be understated. This is a little bit of NWSL news, a little bit of Angel City news, because Madison Hammond has scored her first NWSL career goal in all competitions. And, you know, it's not often we get to say that somebody has made league history, not just Angel City history, but league history.
Yes.
But with her goal, Madison Hammond became the first Native American to score a goal in the NWSL.
I don't know why, but I just got goosebumps when you said that. Just something about, breaking a glass ceiling on something like that, like the first to do something that's so exciting and, such a I guess an icon and role model for young women, especially Native Americans right now, who have someone to look up to. And, they already, I'm sure, looked up to her, but to show that, you can be highly successful and do amazing things, that's it's phenomenal. So congratulations to her and for being the first. Hopefully the
Yeah,
first of many.
not only is she the first Native American to score a goal, but she also scored the fastest Challenge Cup goal in NWSL history, with that coming in the 2-minute mark. And I know that's a little bit of a warning, but you're not listening to this without having seen the game. Hopefully, at this point, you know who we are. We are spoilers. We are going to tell you about the games that already happened.
Right. You probably have an idea. We're just here to kind of give you our thoughts on what we thought about it, and kind of pepper in some stuff and refresh your memory if you weren't able to actually watch it, but you did follow it. But yes, that is correct. Fastest in history and the first Native American. Like, if you're going to break some records, you're just going to do them all at once. Why? Right? Why
Right?
not?
Just get it all out there, girl. Go ham.
Oh, go ham indeed. And yes, she did. And she was not the only one who got to get on the board here. Clarice Lebion, she scored her second career NWSL goal in all competitions. And then Scarlett Camberos earned her second career NWSL assist in all competitions. So congratulations to all three of them. That's super exciting, but not even the end of what we're talking about.
Yeah, because then we have to get into what happened when we played against Gotham. And within that, Savannah McCaskill, we talked about this last time, how she was at number 99, but she's now appeared in her 100th career NWSL regular season match. So can't wait for a homecoming for her to get her 100 jersey. Very
Yes.
exciting on that. And Dee Dee Herachich earning her second consecutive clean sheet following the last match against Houston. And then, you put it in all caps for us, Panda, up there at the top on YouTube. Becky Tweed remains undefeated in all competitions since becoming the interim head coach. And I am dropping that interim. She is my head coach. I don't care who says it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, we've beat San Diego twice since she's come in, and then we have draws with Gotham and a draw with Houston. So, I mean, certainly making her case for being the person that should stay and be at the helm of this ship. So exciting to see her doing that. And yeah, I mean, I guess at this point it's her job to lose. So let's just see what happens. I know you would love to see her, and I can't disagree. At this point, I see no reason why we steer away from that, given what she's done so far. I mean, beating San Diego twice in the season. I mean, we've not done that. So, and tying Gotham, who's still quite a team, in their home stadium. That's pretty big accolade as well. So we'll see what happens. But congratulations to her, still undefeated, amazing. Ah.
Yeah. And, before we get into this, I'll be covering the Wave game and the recap that we're going to do. And Panda's going to take the Gotham game, give you a little quick
Yeah,
and
we're gonna
dirty.
do we're gonna
But
do this.
first,
Well, we're gonna split these games up because I'll be honest, I was in Canada for a wedding and it was an amazing time. I
don't have
left at
internet in Canada. They don't have phones. I know what you guys are thinking.
I left Wednesday at 5 p.m. I was literally flying while all this was going on. I landed in Canada and got the update. I was like, "Oh my god." Like, so yeah, so
Yeah.
I'm going to just let you take the helm on that, but before we get into that, we're going to do just our little bit of a World Cup watch, what's going on with that. Obviously, we know
Bring,
our players Ertz and Thompson.
Thank you.
Is that what you wanted?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's
We
put it
know
out of
Ertz.
the ding. Is that not how you
I don't know what that was, but I understood what that was.
put it
Now,
out of the ding?
we know Ertz and Thompson made their way already to training camp for some preseason, pre-World Cup friendlies and everything. We now know that I don't think Claire Emsley got the call up that we're aware of, but we do know Allie Riley did. But then the question mark was, well, what's going on? Because if you watched the game on Sunday, June Endo came into the game and played. So I think a
Yes.
lot of people were like, what's going on? What's going on? And all I can do is tell you what I've read out there. I read that it looks like Japan does not have any friendlies that are currently scheduled before the World Cup starts. So she probably has a later reporting date than some of the players that are competing in World Cup competitions in the preseason. So I'm assuming that's what's going on. If we're wrong, please type at us, let us know what's going on. I just know that that's what I've read. So hopefully that's the case. And this is good for her to get some good time on her legs and to be able to use her since she's kind of coming off a little bit of that injury there. But either way, that's where we're at with the World Cup watch. We are currently in World Cup month, 17 days from today when it will all kick off. I know that there's going to be some friendlies out there and some watch parties for those at BMO. Did you see the announcement about that against Wales?
No, I've been under a rock.
Oh my God, Nina, you're the worst millennial ever. This is why we play the game at the end of this. And yes, for all of you tuning in the fluff, we will be playing worst millennial ever. And I have a good quote for her. So, anyways, let me see if I can pull up that information real quick because I do want to let everybody know what's going on with that. Is there anything else you want to talk about? Or are you good?
I'm trying to pull it up too.
Oh, I got it. Okay. So
National team versus Wales on July 9th.
July 9th, there's going to be a big event at BMO Stadium. They're going to have, I think, the outdoor area where they have it set up right outside the ticket or like where you go in.
Yes, right before the game. I did see this.
Yes, they're going to do street fair at 12:30. They're going to do 1:00 women's national team versus Wales, and then 5:00 will be that. So we'll talk about the game and everything. So yeah, watch party at the tailgate before the game for the friendly. It's the World Cup send-off match against Wales. So
yes,
part of our World Cup watch, kind of also part of the end of this pod when we talk about the next game. We'll reiterate that as well.
Yeah, thank you, Ben, our tailgate partner, for keeping us on it. I think we don't give Ben enough credit for how much he keeps us in line sometimes. So in addition to Ben being in the chat, you can be here too. Daniel and Ben having some fun in our chat here. So as we get more consistent with this timing, we look forward to seeing all your comments in real time. And maybe somebody will make me cry. No.
Oh my God. All right. We are less than 20 minutes in. We've got 2 games to kind of go over, and we have a timeline to get this done because, again, I have another concert to get to, of course. So
I have a nap to get to.
Oh, I've got people to meet up with. So
all right. So
we talked about, we're going to let you get into this, and we are going to have you take the reins on this game, explain it, talk about it from your perspective, anything exciting that you saw that evening as well. I saw the inside of a plane.
Okay, so here's what Panda landed and texted me. She goes, "What a game. I'm never going to a match again, ... LOL. So exciting," with 2 exclamation points. Le'Veon, 2 exclamation points. Hammond in the second, exclamation point, question mark. I can't wait to watch the highlights. So that tells you anything about this game. For anyone who wasn't at the match, you definitely missed out and you need to go back and rewatch this. And I know it was a Wednesday night game. It was Challenge Cup. So the bank wasn't as full as normal because nobody cares about the Fugazi Cup. But holy cow, anyone who wasn't there is definitely feeling like they missed a party and a celebration and a half. And that's exactly what this was. We beat San Diego at home with goals from Madison Hammond and Clarice Le'Veon. Like, do I need to tell you more?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like you said, I texted you right away and I was like, what the heck? And I did. I said, all right, we beat San Diego twice so far this season, and I wasn't at either of those games. So I guess I am not allowed to go to rivalry games because they win when I'm not there. And I'm willing to make that sacrifice for this team to not show up and to just watch the game, via highlights on my phone. You're welcome.
All right, so I'm going to take you through this game. Stay with me as we go because sometimes I can talk a little fast. But Angel City starts out the game with a quick goal in the second minute, as we already highlighted. We saw a corner kick by Clarice Le'Veon finding Paige Nielsen, who actually chips the ball over a few defenders and into the 6-yard box where Madison Hammond was crashing the net, and she heads the ball just past that keeper from point blank range, scoring at 1 minute and 19 seconds, which is the fastest in Challenge Cup history. And as we said, it was her first professional goal, making it the first ever goal scored by a Native American in the history of a 10-year-old league.
definitely deserves an applause there for so many reasons. And just like Daniel said, she scored so fast I could not make it to the stadium in time. Heard the crowd roar from the crosswalk, crossing Fig, ran so fast so you could see the replay. And I'm sure you were not the only one who unfortunately probably missed that. It just, you kind of getting settled in the second minute. You're kind of like, you're at your seat, you're making sure everything's good to go. The girls are like warming everybody up and feeling each other out. And when it happens like that, you hardly ever expect it. So, but what a way to start a game.
Absolutely crazy. San Diego took some possession, and then in Angel City's attacking third, but we were pretty good on them for the remainder of the half. We got a second goal in the 18th minute when Megan Reed actually sends a long forward ball over the top, finding Savannah McCaskill. McCaskill's able to run real quick, and she does have multiple speeds. She goes just as quick with the ball as without the ball, which is pretty incredible. And she takes that ball in the penalty area and one times a sideways pass across the face of goal, finding Scarlett Camberos, who then finds Le'Bion at the 6-yard line. And it's just a beautiful goal. She taps it home.
She just beautiful.
Puts it
tappy
away.
tap it in. Just like Happy Gilmore, right?
Yep. Angel City had another chance in the 26th minute. Jasmine Spencer, playing in her natural forward position, actually runs up the right side. And we saw this a lot from Spencer, and I loved every second of it. It was always Spencer up the right, nice cross in. And she was deadly at this. I'm a huge fan of this for Spencer and her new role within the team, back to what you could call her original role. But she sends a sideways pass to McCaskill, but McCaskill's shot hits the post. San Diego's defender, then Mia Zhao, had a dramatic off the line save in the 36th minute. And if you haven't seen this part of the replay, it made like NWSL saves, defensive blocks of the week, whatever, because in the 36th minute, McCaskill actually puts a ball over to Le'Bion in the box, and she puts that ball in frame, but their defender right there on the line is able to boot it out and just takes that one away.
Yeah. Fantastic. At some point in this, we're going to have Nina soccer explain something to you all, and that kind of fits right in line with that, with it being on frame. So stay tuned for that. I know you were itching to do it in the last match, so
yeah, you wouldn't let me though.
Or in the last match, the last podcast, like we're playing here. Oh, it's been a week. Anyways,
she finds herself with another chance in the 38th minute, and she gets ahead on a cross from defender Allie Riley, but once again hits the woodwork. And then early in the second half, Brittany Eisenhower actually is making a couple great saves. And oh my gosh, am I going to say this out loud?
I think you are. Are you going to say it?
I'm going to say it.
Are you going to say it?
I think I might like Eisenhower more than Dee Dee.
And that was the sound of followers just unsubscribing. No, I was going to ask you that at the end of this. I'm gonna ask your opinion. So,
I really felt the confidence from Eisenhower, and I feel like Dee Dee has been a step off. I think we've seen her kind of almost nursing what appears to be an injury that we're not talking about. But I also think that the mental game isn't necessarily there. She seems to be struggling a little. And I don't think Eisenhower's footwork is as good as Dee Dee's. I think Dee Dee's got better footwork for sure. But I really enjoyed Eisenhower's visualization of the game and the way she was able to get some of those aerial balls. And, it's not to say Dee Dee couldn't have done the same, but yeah, I'm dropping bombs, Ben. I'm sorry. I really enjoyed watching Eisenhower. And, as we talk about that, pair of saves, Nina should say, in the 51st minute, Taylor Korniak, who we've talked about, just inside the box, and Eisenhower saves that one. And then forward Melanie Barcenas, Eisenhower has a save on that one, as they're both really close up. And then in the 63rd minute, San Diego unfortunately was able to pull one back when their defender headed a corner kick played in by Jaden Shaw. And that finds the feet of midfielder Danielle Colaprico. Colaprico is able to actually settle that ball, and she gets a left-footed shot that just finds the edge of the box in the back of the net. And, you just can't really do too much about that. But Eisenhower was looking good for me.
You're a fan, huh?
I am a fan. Sign me up.
All
And
right.
then, one more play left in the game here against San Diego Wave. Katie Johnson is able to put one more attempt on frame for Angel City in the 79th minute, but we kept that score 2-1. And national team replacement players Elizabeth Eddy and Kelsey Hill each got some of their first minutes entering that game. But that would be all she wrote. Let's get some stats real quick. Oh, Ben might be coming on with me. Brittany does seem more acrobatic, but Dee Dee has more control of the back line. And I definitely see what you're saying, Ben. I completely agree. Dee Dee definitely owns her position. But and maybe I think Eisenhower got minutes because it's Fugazi Cup, but I also think there's something to be said for having somebody who's better aerially against somebody like Korniak, who's 17,000 feet tall.
I mean, Eisenhower has played every Challenge Cup so far, and she's looked fairly well. I mean, she just had that one little slip up in the very first Challenge Cup game where she just kind of like hit the ball. And it's one of those things that just happened, unfortunately. And then of course that one ball where she punched it out, and then we got scored on in like the last minute, which we hate to talk about, but I mean, hey, she has looked good. She has been solid. She's certainly can save the balls, and I'm always curious about ball distribution, and because
I
we.
think Dee Dee's got better ball distribution, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. You never know.
All right. Well, let's go over some of the match stats. Yeah, let's go over the stats and the standings in a moment of what this Challenge Cup currently is looking like. So it looks like obviously we won 2-1 in full time. 15 of our shots to their 9, 7 of ours on target to their 5. Possession was pretty even, 51-49 to us, and then 389 passes to 371, very close. Pass accuracy 75% to 78. Fouls 9-13. We had a yellow card, they had a yellow card, no reds. Offsides 4-2 and 4-2 with the corner. So pretty even. Seemed like a pretty evenly matched game. We did something that we haven't been doing well for a while, which is finishing shots and getting on the score line. Now, what were your thoughts overall of the game? And is there anything that you could take away from it? Any standouts, anything like that?
I mean, my overall thought was this team looks good. This team looks confident. This coaching, this our tactics that we're using seem to be working for us. And let's just keep rolling with it. When we look at the Challenge Cup standings, that's another one for me right here. How did we end up in second place in our Challenge Cup group? And how are San Diego Wave and Portland Thorns in third and fourth? Like, come on. You look at something like that, and we've been making fun of this Challenge Cup for so long. But when you see this, hey,
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, if we win it, I will be a fan of it. I'll be a fan of what our players get from it. I still forget how this all goes. I know the top in each group moves on, right?
Yes, and then there will be one more team, the best points overall will additionally move on. So right now, that very well could end up being us.
It
We
could
see
be.
Casey Current with 2 wins. They're the ones who right now are in that final position, but we're not too far off from that. So we got a real shot here if we can put some wins away.
Yeah, I mean, how many games do we have? Like we play 6 games total, right? Each team twice. So, we have 2 games left. Current has 3 games left. So, I mean, things can change. We're not completely out of it. We're definitely more competitive than it really felt at the beginning of this when we just could not. I mean, we fell twice to OL Reign. So yeah. Anyways, that's where the Fugazi Cup stands, if you can see that. If not, like we said, we are in second under OL Reign, who seems to just own the Challenge Cup currently. Bleh.
Yep.
All
And
right.
with that, we did do a lot more. We didn't just have the Fugazi Cup, we also had a regular match. So Panda, why don't you give us the highlights from our away match where this is like a bi-coastal podcast because we went from LA to New York, New Jersey, Gotham.
Yeah, we did. We definitely were East Coast, West Coast in it this time. And, it was so much fun because, we got to watch this game together at my house. And we haven't been able to do that in a while. So I really did enjoy that. Would have liked for this to have been a better result and a bit of a better game. There wasn't When we say highlights, there weren't a whole lot of highlights. Let's just be honest. This game ended up in a 0-0 draw. Definitely a back and forth match that was played. Some high heat, some high humidity. I'm not even sure what the air quality is there. I know they've canceled games last week or earlier in the week because of the air quality. So you have to wonder how much of that was any of a factor in this. But at the end of the day, we did get a shutout, and that was the second one in a row. So let me go over this. This game was Sunday. It was in Gotham. Started off with a lot of funness, like we talked about, with Hannah Waddington, who kind of kicked things off in her bright green suit, and just really cool to see her. Oh man, wish I could have been there. Wish I could have met
Yeah.
her. She just seems like the
My best
best.
friend.
Huh?
Oh, nothing. She's not my future best friend.
Oh, her and Keely. I would love to be best friends with both of them. So,
Yeah.
anyways, I'm going to get into this and then see what I'll let you know what some of the people out there in the chats were saying and what they thought. And yeah, we're going to get this going. Hello, Caitlin. Good to see you in the chat today. You're gorgeous as well. Thank you for joining us. So, anyways, back get into this game. Well, it got off to a slow start. Kind of like I said, Angel City, they saw the lion's share of possession early on, but really didn't have any luck going forward. Started to open up around the 20th minute with Gotham getting the first real chance in the 25th minute. We saw defender Jenna Neiswanger. She intercepted a short diagonal pass by goalkeeper Didi Harachich, and she passed it to forward Delaney Sheehan in the box, who sent her shot right to Harachich. So not something you want to see early on, seeing those little missteps. And I don't know, you were talking about feet and hands and stuff, and this was not one of those times where it was going very well with the feet. We need the feet to be
Limb
well.
problems.
Yes, we need feet problems. In the 28th minute, Angel City is going to get a chance of their own when defender Megan Reed, she kind of hoofed a long ball over the top of midfielder Savannah McCaskill as she made her run. Now, McCaskill, she sprinted into the box. She took a shot, deflected off goalkeeper Abby Smith to the feet of Jasmine Spencer. She did make her own attempt, but Neiswanger blocked the shot, but it did go out for a corner kick. We really didn't do much with that. We have been dangerous on set pieces in the past. This was not one of them, unfortunately. Now, a minute later, we're going to see Gotham answer with a shot by forward Yasmin Ryan, who ran up the left wing onto a through ball by Sheehan. Ryan cut inside the box. She got a sharp angle as she cut in, but Harachich was able to block it. Now, in the first half stoppage time, Neiswanger scooped up a headed ball from Angel City defender Madison Hammond. She did a quick 1-2 with midfielder McCall Zerboni to beat her mark, and she shot with her left foot from inside the 18, but Harachich did well to jump and tip the ball over, and it was quite a save. Now, one thing I want to talk about before we get into the second half. What?
You gonna let me talk?
I'm going to let you talk. However, I'm going to say one thing first, because we talked about Megan Reed, and the only reason we saw Megan Reed in this game
Oh my
was
goodness. Yeah.
because of the unfortunate potential, it looked like ankle injury that it looks like M.A. Vignola did suffer. And I think that was very early on. Was that like in the 7th or 8th minute? I mean, that was, forget exactly. I should have went back and looked at that, but
Yeah.
chaos has been happening. But yeah, we saw Vignola go down with a potential little clip of the ankle that really sent her down. Took a lot of time evaluating her. She was not putting weight on it. She was carried off, and we actually saw, I think, some of her teammates carrying her back into the tunnel. And then at the end of the game, we did see her with it wrapped up with an ace bandage, and she was being wheeled around. Now, doesn't mean the severity of anything. I mean, it could be just a little bit of a sprain, something that might take some time. That doesn't mean it's severe. Just didn't want to put any weight on it. When you don't know what's really going on, the last thing you want to do is make something worse that when you don't know what's going on. So I don't know what that means. I don't know what it indicates, but certainly a big miss for us. And how do you feel about that, Nina?
Yeah, I mean, definitely scary anytime you see a player go down with injury. And, being president of the fan club, um, she's the last person I want to see go down right now, because I think she brings a lot to our back line. And she also knows and has the aggressive attitude to push forward. So
Absolutely.
definitely not someone I wanted to see injured, especially not when we're already down some of our best players for World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. Not a time for injuries, but it was a time for Megan Reed to kind of get in there and do her thing. So it was nice to see her out on the pitch and doing well. And I mean, I don't have a lot of notes on her and how she was, but first game back, I think could have been a little rough in the beginning, as you get warmed up, but certainly nothing came from it negatively. Now we were talking about shots on frame and off the crossbars and over the top of the box. I mean, all kinds of things, and it seems self-explanatory, but I want you to take this moment to talk soccer to me. I want you to explain what is a shot on goal.
A
And
shot
don't
on
tell me
goal,
it's a goal, a shot that is at the goal.
it's a shot that, if it wasn't saved, would have otherwise gone into the goal.
Oh, wow, Nina, thank you to everybody who has now just been educated on that. Now, I
Let
know
me
it
let me
does.
get into this. Let me detail this out for you.
Okay.
If it hits the post, it wouldn't have been going into the goal. So it can't be counted as a shot on goal and therefore not a save. A
All
save
right.
only comes from a shot on goal. A shot on goal has to either be a goal, saved, or blocked by a defender. Those are the only three things that can happen after you have a shot on goal. So it has to be completely on frame, not hitting the post, and it has to have otherwise gone into the goal. This gets a little confusing when we see some of these crosses that look like, yeah, theoretically, maybe it could have gone in goal, but you also have to look at the angle of that, the intention of the player, things like that. So, cross, not a shot on goal. A shot, not necessarily a shot on goal. I
Right.
think
And not every time you see somebody saving a ball, is it a shot on goal? Because if you take the save out of it, was it even going to go in? I mean, so there's a lot to this and it can be very confusing. I know many times in a game you feel like, there's been like two or three shots that have, had potential, but then you see one shot on goal on the stat lines. And so it's a little bit more than that. So thank you for soccer explaining to everybody, Nina, what a shot on goal. It is a shot that would have resulted in a goal had there not been a goalkeeper
or
not doing their job, correct?
or defender.
Or defender. So a shot on goal can actually be kicked out by a defender and it be a shot on goal, correct?
Yes, as we
Yes.
saw like with the San Diego Wave game with the save on the line. So that would be considered though a blocked shot, not necessarily a save.
Thank you so much
Defenders
for soccer explaining to all of those out there in case there was some confusion. Now,
talk
let's
soccer
get
to
in
me anytime.
let's get into the second half. It had a little bit of a different feel to it. It was a little bit of a quicker pace, a little more action in and around both of the 18-yard boxes. So Angel City did have a near miss in the 58th minute win forward. Scarlett Camberos. Oh, hold on. Hold on.
Oh my gosh, Panda's burning her house
Oh
down.
no. Somebody is
That.
cooking. We're live. Dude.
This is what happens when Christian tries to cook.
This is what happens when my husband tries to cook. So hold on one
This is
second.
live. Yeah, go have fun with that.
Better.
I
Better. Can you hear me?
can hear you, but I can also
Okay.
hear your fire alarm. You want me to talk? Okay. Angel City had a near miss in the 58th minute when Scarlett Camberos actually sends a through ball to McCaskill and she makes an overlapping run. McCaskill's able to dribble into the box and she passes it sideways to Camberos, whose shot ends up being blocked by none other than Ali Krieger.
All right, my house didn't burn down, everybody. Real quick, I have to explain this, okay? I have to explain this. Nina knows that my smoke detectors are not smoke detectors. They really aren't. They are like heat detectors. So I guarantee you Christian is doing something right now on the stove and it's probably not smoky at all. Guarantee it.
Probably boiling water.
He's probably like boiling an egg or something and it goes off. It's the worst thing in the world. It makes me not want to cook. It makes me very frustrated and Nina knows this. But either way, I was not worried. So apologies to everybody who just had to like turn down their TV, radio, whatever it was you're listening on. But everything is fine. No one is on fire. We are all good. I will take over from here. All right. So back to regular scheduling program. Gotham forward Midge Purse, who subbed in after the break. She was very dangerous throughout the half. And one chance in the 66th minute saw Zerboni pass up the right wing to Purse, who beat Nielsen. she did dribble into the box and shot at the near post, where we did have another great save by Didi Harachich. Now, ACFC's best chance of the game came in the 82nd minute when forward Clarice Lebion, she sent a through ball to forward Claire Emsley, who carried it into the penalty area, nearly got one with a one-on-one with Smith. Ryan sprinted back to defend and got there just in time to make a sliding block of Emsley's shot. We got to be quicker than that, folks. In second half stoppage time, Sheehan served a ball into the 18 for Neiswanger, who headed it just wide of the far post, and that was pretty much all she wrote, guys. There wasn't much else. It was 0-0. Great, not great. I don't know. How do you feel? Tell me how you feel about this.
I feel like it's a point on the road. You got to smile and be happy about it. It's a shutout. It's definitely not the most exciting soccer game in the world, but let's take a look at the stats. Let's let that speak for itself as we get into this. Here we see 0-0 is the full-time score. Gotham with 11 shots, 3 on target. We had 7 shots, only 1 on target. Possession equal at 50-50. Passes about 375 apiece. Pass accuracy, 68 and 66%. Fouls, 12 for Gotham, 13 for Angel City. Gotham earning 2 yellows to R1. And, everything else pretty straightforward and simple. Nothing too crazy here. Definitely wish we could have found the back of the net, but that's the way it is.
Yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate, but like you said, it was a point on the road, and I'm not surprised that these stats are so even when we've got so much Gotham crossover between coaches and players and everything. And one other thing I wanted to highlight that was kind of interesting that Gotham midfielder Mana Shim, she had not played a professional match since 2019. She was one of 2 players, the other being her Gotham teammate, Sinead Farrelly, who came forward in 2021 to tell the story of abuse by a former coach against her and Fairley. And the 2 player stories prompted the wave of additional revelations that we've all heard about and the untimely reforms that made the league a safer place. So really nice to see her making a comeback. She also had injury that prevented her from being in as well. So really exciting to see her back in the match towards the end. Now, let's talk a little bit about the standings. I mean, we did drop a little because Current did get a win. That 3 points for them did kind of propel them up above this. So we are currently sitting in 11th place with 14 points, but still kind of close. We're still, just a few points, 6 points out from the playoff line, who oddly enough, San Diego is sitting there right at 6th place. They've dropped quite a bit. Now, we've got Courage at the top with 26 points, and then right under them, Portland with 25, OL Reign sitting at 24, Washington Spirit with 23, Gotham 22 points, and then, like I said, Wave at 20. So rounding out the ones that are going to still be fighting for playoff spots are Houston, Louisville, Orlando, KC, LA, and Chicago. So still some time to go. It's
Yeah.
not all out. We can definitely make a run for it. As far as this game though, I feel like we were definitely missing Julie Ertz. I do feel like we were a little sloppy, especially in the midfield. Just same story that we've really had, just not finishing those chances. Definitely a few times where I feel like we could have one time touched it and maybe had a shot on goal, but I'm not going to sit here and tell the would have, should have, could have, because it's kind of, it gets exhausting doing that. But did you have any thoughts on this game and how you felt that we played?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we played strong. I think it was a difficult game for us being on the road and being in these hot conditions and having just played a game, plus losing some of your players. So, I'm not too mad at our performance. We got the point. That's what we needed. And, as we look at this and we start to push towards the second half of the season, I don't think it matters if you're first or if you're sixth, because we've seen time and time again teams that maybe shouldn't be beating some of these top teams winning and winning handily. So, there's nothing to be said about these standings, because these standings are also backwards from what the Challenge Cup standings are. So it just goes to show you how evenly the talent is distributed amongst the league, and how any given day anyone can take home the win. And you got to just play every match. You got to keep your head down, and you got to not worry as much. And I know that's hard to do because we want to make the playoffs.
Absolutely. I mean, I think making the playoffs this year would be huge. It'd be a huge statement for a lot of things, especially from the way that the beginning of this season started. If they can, if we don't make the playoffs, does that say much about anything going like this last half of the season, or do you really feel like maybe the front half of the season just garnered too many unfortunate results that you can't really put a lot of weight in how we are at the end because of that?
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I think a team's success is always defined by whether or not they make playoffs and whether or not they win the championship. And unfortunately, our first half of the season was less than desirable. So, do I think it matters? Absolutely, it matters.
Yeah.
But do I think there's any one person or thing we can blame for this? No. It's just what we're doing with the hand that we've been dealt so far. And all we can do is put our heads down and try and win each match. And, one of the hardest matches to win and something that could definitely propel us forward would be if this Sunday, July 9th at 5 p.m., we were able to beat NC Courage. NC Courage, as you see, they're sitting at number 1 on the table. So this could be a huge win. And, I love giving you guys these little 100 words or less from ESPN. And thanks, Panda, for making a slide on this. But this tells us a little bit about North Carolina Courage. And what we're looking for is, fortunately, Emily Fox, I think she got called in as well, correct?
I think so. Yeah, I think I remember seeing that on the last one. Yeah.
But we're going to be looking for midfielders to have possession with the attacking structure shifting into 3 in the back, 2 up wide on the middle, and then 5 attacking players. So be prepared for this as we see these defenders fully pushing up and through the middle. They're going to be challenging Le'Veon. They're going to be challenging McCaskill. They're going to be challenging Danny Weatherholt there. And they're going to try and keep some possession. But, we'll see what happens as we've become more comfortable sitting back on the ball and waiting for our opportunities. They're going to sit back, they're going to hold possession, and then they're going to just create a few chances. And when those happen, we got to be ready. So let's see what happens as we take on NC Courage.
Yeah, gonna be an exciting matchup. Let's put up the slide and talk about. Oh wait, did I not give you that one? Did I not make
Oh,
one?
no, but we can go ahead and let's talk about the head-to-head. I do have this here. Our record against Courage, we've actually played them 3 matches, and we are 1-1-1. We have 1 win, they have 1 win, and we have 1 draw. So, if we look at how we've done against each other recently, there's really not much there. But NC Courage coming into this winning their last 5 matches, which is quite the hot streak. So, I like to play me a little spoiler. So let's see if we can put an end to their happiness.
Wouldn't that be a great way to really put like a stamp on our current run of form to beat NC Courage? I think that would be great, and that's going to be such a fun day. That match is at what time is it? At 5 o'clock, I believe.
5 p.m. And as Ben reminded us, there is a watch party at the tailgate for the U.S. Women's National Team. So, you'll see us there. We'll get there nice and early. We'll set up, we'll tailgate, and then we'll head on over and we'll watch the game with some of our bestest friendses.
Yeah, that's going to be a really exciting day. It's probably going to be warm. I think we've noticed the trend that I think LA summer is here. I think we saw that with the last tailgate that we were on. It was finally warm enough out there, and we weren't actually wearing jackets. So I think we should all definitely prepare for that. I'm looking at the current weather just to check it out to see. Let's see, it's on Sunday. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Sunday. It looks like it's going to be 81 and 81 and sunny. So be ready for that. Come watch with us. Come hang out with us. We'll have all the normal things that we always have at the tailgate. So come by and see us. Our glittery sangria will be ready to hydrate you and make you feel good. So, anyways, let's see what Becky Tweed had to say at the end of all this.
yeah, you know how we like to give you a quote to finish off. And I love this one from Becky. She says, the opportunities that you're given need, oh, wow, I can read. The opportunities that you're given, you need to take. And that's ultimately what separates teams in this league. You can see it top to bottom, 1 through 12. Anyone can beat anyone. And you have to be ruthless and take what you're given.
I mean, she's not wrong, and we can definitely hopefully see that on Sunday. That would be such an amazing way to just I don't know, send off the rest of this season. But you know how we like to send off our podcast.
Bye.
Bye.
And here's
And
our
here's our
flow.
floss. Were you not going to count me down, Nina? What
I
the
thought
heck?
you were gonna count.
I never count.
Well, I just kind of expected you to count.
You always count. So, anyways, now it's on to my favorite part of the podcast where everybody, if you've not been here before and you're here now, we like to do this thing where we try to see if Nina can tell me what movie during her early childhood that she should have watched, if she knows what this quote is from. Because every time we reference a movie or a song, Nina has no idea what we're talking about. And so we call her the worst millennial ever. So, here, I'm going to just do this real quick. All right, so that's going to kick off this part right here where I'm going to say this quote. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So we can stay up late swapping manly stories, and in the morning, I'm making waffles.
That's Shrek.
That is Shrek from 2001, and you had mentioned Shrek last week, so I'm like, okay, I'll give her the Shrek one. All right,
I told you, if you just say donkey.
donkey. All right, well, you gotta update your score. You are now 2 to
Yes.
nothing.
I think you're just trying to butter me up until you start taking me down.
I'm trying not to make it too hard yet. I want to give you a fighting chance. I don't want to beat you down too much with this, but yes, that one you do know. But don't worry, there are plenty more, and I'm not gonna make them too early because but I there's still gonna be, I would say, anywhere from like the 99s to like 2010 era. I'd like to utilize. So
That's the era you're diving in,
I'm
honestly.
staying in. Yeah. So congratulations on that. I got to jet ski up in Lake Huron this weekend at the wedding. That was a lot of fun.
Lucky.
I know. And now I have to go and get ready for a concert experience that again, I said I wish I would have woke up 20 years younger because I'm gonna be down on the floor. I don't know how I feel about that.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, I guess so. But anyways, anything else you want to say or what's going on? I mean, tomorrow's going to be crazy if you're listening to this now or in the morning and on the 4th of July. If you're going to the Rose Bowl, holy moly, tomorrow's going to be cray cray.
And hot. Bring water, take care of yourself, hydrate, and be
Sunscreen.
careful with Independence Day. I saw a meme the other day and it was somebody right now doesn't know that this is their last day with all 10 fingers.
Oh my gosh, you don't even want to know the surgeries I've been on with people that have come in on 4th of July in the evening, the next day to have their hands like cleaned out, reattached, amputated completely. Like it's insane that people are still doing crazy things with fireworks, knowing the consequences. Like, come on, people. Like, let's be smart. You need your hands, you need your
Just be
fingers.
safe. Be safe out there. Be safe with your friends. If you need somebody, call somebody and have
Yeah.
fun.
Yes. If you're there tomorrow, you see us, come say hey. If not, come see us at the tailgate. It's going to be exciting. I don't know what else to say about anything except